Hello, my name is Michael Kahn. I'm the author of Exposing the Money Machine, The Untold Nature of Christianity, and Angry Loud and Clear Truth. I have a message I want you to listen to very carefully. I want you to consider everything I say. I want you to ponder upon it, and I want you to read my books that you can get on Amazon for basically free or $3. For me, I got them free and I had to pay a different way, but I want to put them out there for $3. I don't do the benefit me. Get the books. They're highly informative. They will protect you in a time of disaster. They'll reveal to you the truth about what really goes on in this world, who is in control, how they destroyed us, and ways to take them down. Now, of course, I was a Christian for 10 years. And then I left it when I saw its true character. I debunked the Bible, showed the Christian faith for what it is. I also showed the government what it is, where the fake news comes from, and all the rest too, in Angry Loud and Clear Truth. Expose the Money Machine. This gives you an overview on how we've been deceived and what their plans are, the governing powers' plans are. Now, let me go over this very carefully so you understand the big picture. The Romans created the New Testament. They basically used a man named Josephus. He was a Hebrew, he was a Pharisee. The Hebrews rebelled against Rome in 70 AD. The temple was destroyed then. Josephus, the Hebrew, he was a leader of the Jewish Revolution, the Hebrew Revolution. And he basically turned over the Roman side when he saw the Romans were going to win. He wrote a book that's very famous to this day called The Antiquity of the Jews. You can still read it. He basically wrote that in 75, 80 AD. He lived at the time Paul supposedly did. And it's my theory that he started writing the New Testament for the Romans starting around 75 AD. All the original codexes, the oldest documents showing the Christian faith, all the teachings, the Bible and all that, the New Testament, all that, are from 75 AD to 125 AD, the years that Josephus lived. And the Bible, I showed in my previous videos, and the Untold Nature of Christianity, undeniable evidence that the New Testament was created to impose a slave and submissive mentality on the people to make them easy to rule over in their hell. And they basically, I show that the Roman Church, which made Christianity the state religion, was commanded for the citizens to become Christian or Catholic. Roman Catholic means the Romans, the powers that be. Catholic, which basically means universal, and church, ecclesia, the people. In other words, the Roman commands people, everybody, to follow all their religion. And they impose a slave submissive mentality. Be a sheep. Love your enemies. Turn the other cheek. Trust the Lord with all your heart. Don't rely on your own wisdom. The Holy Spirit changed the Old Testament be one of killing off the enemy, like Samson killed the Philistines when the Spirit came on him. When the Spirit came on David, he killed Goliath. The prophet Elijah killed 450 prophets of Baal when he's under the Spirit. But no, in the New Testament, Galatians tells us peace, love, gentleness, patience, meekness. It changes character in the New Testament. So basically, it's about submissiveness, gentleness, forgiveness. Understand. This is intention, deliberate. Rejoice when you are persecuted for righteousness' sake. Return good for evil. These takes away the warrior mentality of righteousness and of justice. Now, the Romans, using their religion, they basically conquered the whole world. The Roman Empire included England, Spain, and France. When Rome supposedly dissolved, England, Spain, and France, what they do? They discovered, people were living there already, they discovered North America, South America, Africa, India, China, the Middle East, and what they do? They conquered them because they had higher technology with weaponry. They're skilled in warfare. So what they do? Genocide in the Americas. Africa, slavery. India, oppressive rule. China, they defeated with opium. They gave them opium and brought them all down. In the Middle East, just killed them all. This is the modus operandi of the Christian faith. What they do then, after they did all this, they impose their languages. That's why most of the world speaks English or Spanish or a little French, whatever. And then they impose their religion on them too. Their language and religion. This is a total. But they also separate them from their homeland, slavery, the American natives in their reservations. This is the modus operandi of the Roman Empire. Now, over the years, they play all kinds of power plays. They have basically subverted the people, brought our minds down through the media. The bankers, let me go back a ways. In the 1700s, very rich people aligned with the Vatican. A man by the name of Mayor Amschel Bauer, he basically got together with Adam Weishaupt, a Jesuit. Now, this banker Bauer was the wealthiest man in England. He owned the king. He loaned the king lots of money. He was very wealthy. He gained his wealth in 30 years. He was a genius making money. And he basically got together with the Vatican through Adam Weishaupt, and they got together what they called the Illuminati in 1776. Around 1982, the Council of Eisenberg, they basically, whatever it is, they basically got together with the Freemasons. Freemasons were the extension of the Knights Templar, the mercenaries for the Catholic Church. And after they'd been fired by the Catholic Church for their mercenary work, they went into banking and loaning, continued mercenary work, and they also went into the occult. And they were Freemasons, and they were very powerful. They aligned with the Illuminati. And this is the Vatican, the very rich Illuminati, and the Freemasonry. They all work together in a power structure to enslave humanity to the ends they have of having a world fascist police state of 500 million survivors left for them to rule over. And Freemasons really, basically, they're very rich, very powerful. The Vatican, of course, is huge and rich. They own all millions of shares of stocks in every different way. They own millions of billions of trillions of dollars, as do the Illuminati and the Freemasons. They pass on the wealth to those who follow their agenda. They give power to those who follow their agenda, who promise to fall in line with their agenda. Now, I could go into this in my book, Angry, Loud, and Clear Truth, and The Untold Nature of Christianity, and Exposing the Money Machine, explain all of these things with names, documents, quotes, information, all kinds of proof and evidence. Now, let's go back further. The Jesuits, they were originally made to be like a church arm. They became intrigue, assassinations, coups, all this done by the Jesuits. They're underhanded, and they did it all in secrecy. Well, guess what? Himmler, who was a Nazi German, he was a Jesuit. He developed the OSS, the German intelligence, secret intelligence. And he made a direct copy of the Jesuit hierarchy, how they work. After we defeated Germany, after the United States defeated Germany, we imported the OSS. We hung the generals, but we imported the OSS. And we basically developed the NSA, National Security Agency, and then the CIA after them. And in my book, Angry, Loud, and Clear Truth, I lay it out very clearly using name after name, fact after fact, show how all these government politicians and statesmen went into the media back and forth, and the CIA. The CIA is behind the fake news. They own newspapers in almost every country, in the capitals of countries. They control our media. Whoever controls the media controls the mind. It's all there. Our minds work for everything that we have seen and heard. And the bankers, especially through Rockefeller, Rothschild, and Mayor Amschel Bauer was the first in line of the Rothschilds, so you can recognize that. The Rothschilds own the federal bank of every nation, except for Iran now. And they basically print up currencies that cost of paper and ink and sell at face value. He basically has made full income, has profited fully 100% from everybody's salaries and work on the entire planet except for Iranians, for himself fully. He's a quadrillionaire. He's super rich and powerful. Rockefeller works with Rothschild, one of the Illuminati. He owns Standard Oil, which is the top conglomerate of every corporation here in America. Everyone. I mean, all the big ones, except for little family-owned businesses. He is filthy rich. And Rockefeller founded the Council on Foreign Relations and the Trilateral Commission. And he appointed all the members. They basically make the laws and tell politicians to pass the laws they make and bribe them and just pay them off to do so. Now, the Southern Baptist Convention, since 1980, has put just about every president in power. You know, they started with Reagan, and he basically did what they wanted him to do. And I go into show this in Angry, Loud, and Clear Truth. So the Christians, and all of Christianity now, every denomination falls underneath the Catholic Church. Now, you would notice, if you do, that every government leader, every religious leader of every denomination, even Hindus, they bow down to and kiss the ring of the Pope. But the Pope is just a figurehead. He just says platitudes, nice things. He ain't nothing. Who's the one in power? The one now in power is called Sosa Abascal, the Jesuit general. Also called the Black Pope. He's not a Negro. He's a white guy, but he wears black clothing. Called the Black Pope. He's a Jesuit general. He is the one in power. He controls all banking, all Freemasonry, and all secret intelligence of every nation. So understand, the CIA has spread propaganda all over the world. We think the way the CIA wants us to. Of course, we have dissenting opinions. Why? Divide and conquer. They tell the Republicans one thing through Fox. They tell Democrats other stuff through CNN. They call them alternative facts. And we battle, Democrats, Republicans, the citizens battle against one another, not getting that these politicians are nothing but actors and phonies. They're phonies. They're just acting and lying and making false promises they never intended to fulfill. And we think that they're making mistakes. They're stupid. No, they're just actors playing a game. Trump is not the idiot he seems to be. He's a scheming, evil person who does the will of the Vatican and the Illuminati and the globalists and the Freemasons. All that. He's doing his job. He's getting paid very well. He's got fame and all that too. And when he retires, he'll get much more. And they plan a world fascist police state of 500 million. That's why Homeland Security was put in. 9/11 demolition job to allow genocide of the Arabs, and also, for us to other things too, oil pipeline, all that. But most for genocide of Arabs to start, and also to put in Homeland Security, which they plan to do well before 9/11. And I prove all this in my books, Angry, Loud, and Clear Truth. Furthermore, the division we have is caused intentionally, deliberately by the media through the CIA and the bankers. The bankers own the media. They all work in it together. How do we keep it secret? How do they keep it secret? Well, I debunk the Bible very clearly, easily done by someone who knows what he's doing, who does not submit to their satanic leader. God is Satan, same thing. The entity in the Bible that they talk about being Jehovah and Jesus, or in the Quran's Allah, is really Satan. And if you look at the back of your $1 bill, you'll find a pyramid. This is the seal of the United States. It's a pyramid. Let's see if I have a dollar. I may not have a dollar. The seal of the United States. Here it is. The seal of the United States is a pyramid. Oh, it is a pyramid. Land of Egypt and slavery, the original god Horus. And above that pyramid is an eye. The eye of Horus, a falcon out, but also the eye of Satan. And underneath it says Novus Ordo Seclorum. That's a Latin language, Roman Catholic Church. New World Order means. Now let's take a look over here. And we have an eagle or a phoenix. That is the family seal of the Rothschilds. It also is representative of Romans, of the Nazis, and of the United States. And it's a Rothschild seal. So understand, they're all in it together. And here we are now. We have now COVID-19 was created in a laboratory by this Chinese scientist in Carolina. I think it's North Carolina. It might be South Carolina. In Carolina. He was funded by the U.S. and by China, as QAnon and Anonymous revealed. Now, Trump tells you the CIA is after him. He's out to take him down. He's there for the poor working man. That's a lot of bull. He says the economy is the best it's ever had. A year ago, there was 1 out of 10 children in school, not the ones missing, the children in school in New York City, 1 out of 10 were homeless. This economy is not good. Even before COVID, the economy was not good under Trump. It is not good. He's a liar. He's a sneaky, stinking liar. He was never for the working man. No rich people are for the working people, are for the poor man. None of them. Liberal, Republican, none of them are for the working people. None of them. Rich people have their self-interest. They get rich by helping people? No, they do it by scheming and taking away your money, cheating, exploiting. Wake up. Wake up. Trump ain't for you. He has nobody's interest in mind but to collect for himself and do the will of his masters, the Vatican. Now, when you wake up and consider these things, and so our military, who saw the evil they were doing, they ain't stupid. They see they're murdering people. But do they stop? They're cowardly. They bomb from airplanes and sniper shots. They're cowardly. They're afraid to go to prison. They would rather murder unjustly. They know they're murdering innocent people. They'd rather do that than go, hey, won't go to prison. I wrote my books knowing I could go to prison. I sure did. I went to prison a few times for my writings. Now, I took my beatings. I've been beat up 30 times in the past 4 or 5 years. I'm 62 years old. And I've been beat up plenty by men twice my size and half my age. Now, I took it and I defended myself. Because I'm no damn policeman or soldier carrying a gun and a bulletproof vest. I go in there, an old small guy being beat up, and I defend myself. And I go in there courageously, not backing away from those people beating me up. because I'm not a soldier or police wearing a bulletproof vest and gun and stuff sticks and are highly over technically weaponized over the enemy. No, that's for cowards. And the military know they're doing wrong, and they'll still kill for them. Police, they work for the politicians, as do the military. They're not for us. The police don't protect you from anybody. Has anybody ever been protected by a policeman? No. Police go to arrest people afterwards. Jail is not a deterrent from crime. It is proven. Cops call it a war zone out there. It's a neighborhood. It's not a war zone. I'm in a city. I live in Newark, an urban city of 150,000 people or more. There's no danger here. The blacks aren't the enemy. The cops are. Cops kill unarmed blacks regularly, and they always get away with it. Ain't the black man's fault. You don't have to be scared of black people. You got to be scared of the damn cops and the damn military who will kill you if they work for the politicians. And if anybody thinks politicians work for you, you're damn stupid and blind. I don't care who the politician is. Hillary, Obama, Trump, Bush. They're not out for us. Now, people may say Obama was a liberal. He was for the people. Wait a minute. He brought in Monsanto, allowed them to do whatever they want to do, GMOs to destroy our food. He attacked Libya. He ramped up the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. When did he stop any war? Then there's Trump? What the hell? No. And ISIS, I prove ISIS was a U.S. operative under al-Baghdadi, who was basically really Samuel Elliott, a Mossad agent. And we made the 9/11 demolition job, blamed the Arabs, Afghanistan, Iraq, annihilated them, their genocide, and their soldiers went doing it, and even if they found out 9/11 was a demolition job, they still go into the military, still doing that work. Because the politicians rule, and people are afraid to be disobedient, because they're damn cowards or stupid. And by the way, there was a Superior Court decision that cops do not have as a job to protect the people. They don't protect us. They're not in their job to protect the people. Their job is to arrest people, put them in jail, make convictions. That's their job, guilty or not. They are the enforcers for the politicians. Do you see politicians going to jail? Do you see? Yeah, and when they go against Trump, they might, that's BS. They've done far worse than what they go into jail for. The politicians are worst crooks in the world, and the pastors are all liars, and the police work for the politicians. If you think that any rich person is any after your good, you're far mistaken. You'll be highly disappointed when you wake up and you see martial law. Now, as I said before, we are not under a pandemic. A pandemic is when 12% of the population is sick. We have 1/10 of 1%. The people are dying. The average age is 80. These people are dying from other diseases and complications of this COVID-19, which is created in a laboratory and is worldwide, intentionally, deliberately funded by China, America, and U.S. to cause a laboratory designed this global disease that is not as effective as they wanted it to be, killing people, but it's enough to put down martial law of the world. And I explained in Expose the Money Machine how martial law was legislated for starting Nixon's time, right on up through Obama, to make martial law happen, all laws for it, to make it complete, that we had no able to control them. The transportation, communication, merchant, buying things, they will control everything. Energy, everything, the government will control. And it's done through FEMA. And there are 1,000 FEMA camps, basically internment camps, all across the United States. And many of them have these big black bins, plastic bins, piled to the top of the fences, and each one could hold half a dozen dead bodies. And that's where they're going. And our government, our homeland forces, the state troopers, the wildlife and game, FEMA, all these homeland agencies ordered 2 billion, not million, billion with a B, bullets, hollow point bullets for use on American citizens. And they have all these weapons. The urban forces have been given tanks, heavy artillery, grenade launchers, and they tell us it's for floods. The tanks are for floods, and the grenade launchers are for floods. Okay. So you see where this is going. Now, we had an election. Hillary won by 3 million votes. The Electoral College put in Trump. Okay. We have no votes. Our votes don't matter. Soros and Bush own the ballot machines. The Electoral College puts in who they want if the ballot machines don't say what they want them to say. And this has been for a while. And further, there is no chance for righteous action to be done politically. The whole system has been designed to do this way intentionally and deliberately. And I go into this much more, show how for centuries this has been leading up to this, intentionally, deliberately, like a chess game. And it has been done methodically, intentionally, and deliberately by the powers that be. Now, the CIA, they control the things. They are not against Trump. The Vatican, the Southern Baptist Convention, the Christians, and the Illuminati, they put him in power. The CIA works for them. Trump was basically put in power by the Christian media, the Christian rich people behind him. The CIA is not against, the deep state is not against Trump. They work with him. He's a liar. He increased the nuclear arsenal by $1 trillion. He just gave $6 trillion to the wealthy people for the bankers to avoid so-called bankruptcy, not to the people that would support them, but to the bankers. Trump supported Sheriff Arpaio, a bigoted sheriff. He lies about Mexicans. They are not rapists. A survey in Massachusetts found that basically the immigrants that come from foreign countries do 1/3 the amount of crimes that the people, by rate of crime as the people living there before them in the same neighborhoods they go to. 1/3 the crime they do, not more than. Trump's a damn liar. He'll say anything to promote what he wants to promote. If you want to have further proof, Trump University. Look it up. He scammed over 6,000 people out of thousands of dollars each. He's a billionaire, and he needs these thousands from the people that are life savings for his Trump University, teaching them real estate, and it was a fraud. And he was found guilty of the crime of fraud while campaigning and had to pay $25 million in reparations. While campaigning, and the media so-called against him didn't report it. Nobody knows about it, or very few people know about it. Because the media is against him? Wake up. He's a liar. Yes, they attacked him with the BS stuff about Russia. They knew it wasn't true. And there was little Russia closure, but that was nothing. It was nothing. I basically exposed, even back then I tried to, I was incarcerated, I tried to tell people it's our own government that put him in power. It wasn't Russia. Our government supports him because our government is run by the Trilateral Commission, by the bankers, and by the Vatican. And they are not good. And the police work for the politicians, not the people. The military does not disobey orders. Under Obama, 197 top brass were fired because they expressed an unwillingness to pass on orders to kill American citizens if told to by the politician, by the administration. And then the people that replace them have no vertebrae. They'll do as told to. They know their jobs count on that. So understand the depth of the problem we're in. Get packing and ready to organize because we have to fight to survive. And by the way, this world fascist police, there'll be no escape for all future generations in hell as slaves to the globalists. And that's their intention. Do not fool yourself. They are very evil people. They worship an evil God. They love money over people. The media, by design, the bankers, the rich people, and the Vatican, promotes materialism, sex, trashy food, all about taste, not about health. Diversions, sports, gossip, games, nothing but informative investigative journalism. Nothing like it. There's no true teachings of important things we need to know. No nonconformist, teachings in there or things. It's all the same diversion and subversion. And our minds have been put into the box of thinking that the bankers and the Illuminati and the Vatican have created us to think into through the media and the education system, which they also control. You go to this college, you'll be spoon-fed information that you basically learn to regurgitate past tests so you get a degree and make money for the rich people. And it's misinformation. It ain't even truth. It's no novelty. And you think you're smarter for memorizing what they tell you to memorize and for learning how to obey. That makes you smart in college. Okay. If that's what you call smart, I'm glad I'm a dummy who do not graduate college. I quit it pretty damn quick. I'm self-educated. I've read hundreds of books. When I was incarcerated, I read the New York Times every day. And I understand it too. And I see through the bull. I see through the lies in it too. I do my research, I see a little thing here and there, and I research my own and find out get down to the real truth. My book, Angry, Loud, and Clear Truth, must be read by you. Get it somehow and read it and find it. And you can go to my website, truthforceinternational.org. My book's Angry, Loud, and Clear Truth. the untold nature of Christianity and exposing the money machine. There is truth there that nobody else has ever revealed before. I got information about people. Nobody ever put the pieces together and showed the Vatican is behind it all. Illuminati with it, Freemasonry, Satan above all. That's why people are evil. People are not born naturally evil. The book says they're not. Christians are evil. They will lie. They will be perverted, depraved. But humankind's natural state is not that way. We're damn good. And a lot of people are sacrificial, work for the good of the people. There are people who do that. Many soldiers enlist in the military. It's really for money. A lot of them do that and are sacrificial. They'll go and save their other soldiers, from enemy fire, whatever. But the thing is, take your sacrifice away from killing foreigners who never attacked us. Go against the real enemy. It is not the Muslims or the Arabs. It is not the Native Americans. It's not the Vietnamese or the Koreans. It's not the Venezuelans. The real enemy are the leaders. Our leaders have been lying to us, having us dead, polluting our atmosphere, and saying there's no global warming. They've been lying right and left, saying blaming this person, that person, when they're the guilty ones. We need to take that into assessment and take action, because we have been played by evil, evil people. People, stand up and resist. TruthForceInternational.org. Michael Kahn signing out.